Hey everyone, Jeff Lopp here, Spark Tank Media. Also partnered with the awesome title company WFG National Title. Look who I ran into at the airport in Detroit, in your hometown. Jackie Brink, otherwise known as Q.
Miss Q.
Miss Q. So we were like one gate away.
It was crazy.
I'm in her hometown, here for an event. So we decided to grab a burger and some food. And where are we at today?
We're at Leo's Coney Island. It's one of the staple Coney Island places in Metro Detroit.
So we get a little local experience. So,
Local experience.
you know, the number one thing and you're an expert at is the sales process and the sales thing. And we were talking about some of the books you were reading and some of the books we're putting together. But you just finished a book that you wanted to share some tips about.
Yeah, forgive me, I'm blanking on the author right now, but it's really out on the books. And people can find it right now.
Sure.
It's The Sales Manifesto.
Sales Manifesto.
Super easy read. And one of the things that I really liked about it is it kind of reinforced most of the things I do every day when I'm out in the field.
Yeah.
And even when I'm not in the field, things I have to do to prepare and things I have to do to follow up, and what am I doing on a daily basis to continue on with my process. So I really think it's a great book that everybody should pick up right now that's in the arena. And you've probably heard me say that. We're all out in the arena, so now I'm considering myself a gladiator in the arena.
Sales.
And WFG, we're fighting gladiators. That's my new thing. So that's what it stands for. So what I really liked about this was it talked a couple of things that I really take important to my day, and that is getting over fears and what are you doing when you're getting objections from clients. And one of the quotes that I thought was really interesting in there was your customer doesn't need to buy, you need to sell. So you need to think about how you're putting that together. You need to build those relationships, and I thought that was important. And that's the thing, is about building the relationship.
Well, I mean, you talk about the attitude or the mindset. We all talk about it, so loosely talked about. But theoretically, from a sales perspective, I'm sure you've had days that are train wrecked mentally if something goes wrong.
Absolutely.
Personally, what's the likelihood of you prospecting? So how do you get beyond that? Or how do you get yourself straight to go back out and then talk to customers?
Yeah, and that's a great question, and I really think that really boils down to self-awareness. And when you start digging deep into self-awareness and trying to figure out how do I move from this mindset to the next mindset, and how you can do little brain exercise to get there, that's really important. I can't tell anyone enough as a salesperson or anyone in life, you need to start learning more about self-awareness.
Self-awareness, you're right, because if you can acknowledge there's a problem, you acknowledge you're in a funk, you can get yourself together. I'll share with you something that taught me something, which is rare, that I can take somebody's perspective and put it into my own world. One of my son's doctors is a surgeon, high-end surgeon. We were talking about the stress of surgery. Like, how do you get yourself, you got to work on the surgery? And we were having this conversation, and I said, well, if you get something goes wrong, how do you focus on somebody's? And he's like, I think of things as like a shoebox. Take a shoebox. He goes, if there's a problem, it could be right before I go into surgery. I take it, I put it mentally, I put it in a shoebox, close the lid, put it on the shelf, and I deal with it later. And I'm like, that's the craziest. At first it sounded corny, but then I'm like, you know what? I could do that. I can compartmentalize, put that problem away. I have to focus here, but I'm going to come back to it later.
Yeah.
And actually, after I thought about it enough, I can start to do that. My mind can do that, which is crazy.
Yeah, and that's awesome that you can figure that out, because my husband has made that to me before. He puts his feelings in a jar and he puts them on a shelf before he goes to work, type thing, and what have you. So that's the same thing. Funny joke, but I really believe that that's true. Once you start to figure out how to compartmentalize and figure out what is the task at hand that you need to complete and how you need to get to that next step, it's imperative.
So what else from the book? Was there another valuable tip or something that you either apply or something you're going to apply from it that you do?
Yeah, well, one of the things that we talked a little bit about fear and what is the fears holding you back from getting to where you want to be. And so, the fear is a natural human thing that we all have, no matter who you are. We all have fears. It's how you mentally figure out what's the end game and what are you afraid of.
Yeah.
You're sitting in front of a snake. It's one of my biggest fears in life.
I was going to ask you what your fear.
That's my biggest fear, or the ocean. So it's like, what's really going to happen? Is this snake going to bite me? Okay, if it bites me, is it poisonous? Am I going to die? Am I going to be able to recover? I mean, that's drastic.
Sure.
But if I'm sitting in front of a client, is that client going to bite me?
No.
And if it does, oh boy. But the point of the matter is what the worst case scenario is that they're going to tell you no. But why are they telling you no?
Right.
Have you figured out why? what is their why and their reason. So you really got, again, it goes back to building that relationship and digging down deep and finding out why they're telling you no. So I really think taking, tell me no. Okay, great. Please tell me no.
It's part of the process.
It's a challenge.
It's
I
the next
love
step.
that. I just feed off it. I've learned to feed off the objections, the rejections, because now you've challenged me. If you're just going to hand me an account, well, that was easy.
Our parents
Something's
told us no
not
all our
right.
lives. How many times your parents tell you no all the time? Like, no,
Exactly.
we're born being told no.
Exactly.
So, yeah, the presentation I did earlier this morning was, I said, like, what's really the worst that's going to happen to you? So what you're afraid to say something that they're going to tell you no, or yell at you, or, like, who cares? You're not dying. You're not bleeding. So what's the real fear? And I think sometimes I think it's laziness. I think it's lack of effort. Or, I know it's fear, but it's...
Getting out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
It's really tough to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
We all do it no matter what we do in life. We get comfortable with something and it becomes the norm. And then it's the way we've always done it. So those are the things that people have to learn, and especially in sales. For me personally, I don't ever want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with being out of that. I don't like it, but I can figure out how to get there. It's really trying to evolve.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that a lot at Spark last year. Evolve, 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 because in order to survive, we have to evolve.
Right.
So that's really what I love about. I mean, the book doesn't dive as deep into that, but that's how
That's why you're excelling at what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't change, someone else is going to change around you, and they're going to change with your customers.
Absolutely.
So it's just kind of the whole. We see it in the real estate side, we see it in the title side. Same goes to the mortgage side. If you don't
And
change.
I will
it's gonna
add that I just had an interesting conversation with the client I was with yesterday. We were talking about, building relationships. So now you've got the relationship. How do you maintain that relationship? And how do you stop the person that's doing exactly what we're doing to come into the side? So that, you just got to continue, because someone's always going to have a better product. It's just,
That's right.
Yeah, you've got to figure that out.
That's awesome. Well, listen, I'm sure our burger's going to be good
It's
soon.
gonna- I can't wait,
So
I'm
I'm excited.
starving.
So thanks for sharing your tips. And really, thank you so much.
I'm
for spending
excited
time
we
with
got
me.
to run into
So,
each other in the airport, but what?
So we're going to do more of this. We'll do it online. We'll do it-
Absolutely.
Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks, everyone.